In this video, I want to discuss what the print to printer icon is about. If I click this icon, it offers you two areas of the screen. One area has nothing really to do with the other area. If I look down the bottom here, this area here offers you a way of changing the default printer setting for your screens. Now on the on the invoice, quotes and purchase order screens, you actually have the ability to change that on those screens as well, because a lot of times you want to be able to change that directly before you print an invoice. So this facility is offered on those individual screens. But on an example, on the income and expense screens, accounts receivable, accounts payable, etc., you don't have this option on those screens. This here offers you a way of changing the default setting for the whole system. So currently, if you printed a report from the income, it's automatically, the default setting is going to print to my do PDF. It's going to print to a PDF. If I want it by default to print to my printer, I just change that. If I close this screen now, when I go to print an income report, one of these reports here, by default it's going to print directly to my printer. But in this case, I don't want to do that. I want it to print to my PDFs. So by default, I want to change this to print to my PDF. So that is what this is for. This changes the default setting throughout the program. Now, what is this top half of the screen mainly for? This top half of the screen allows you to change the default printing from saving it to a print or to a save to file. What that means is this. This here controlled printing, whether you printed to a PDF, if you've got a PDF printer installed such as I have, or you print to a printer. It doesn't save it to your hard drive, although my do PDF does give me the option of saving it to my hard drive. Okay, most PDF programs do save documents to your hard drive. But if you are printing direct to your printer, it doesn't save it to your hard drive, it just prints it, which naturally, that's what you wanted it for. Up here, we can change the default settings. So every time you clicked print, it would save it by default to your hard drive. And I'll explain that. If I click this now, see it says save to file? Save as a save document. If I click print, print to printer. So let me try something. If I click save to file, you'll notice on the main screen now it says save to file. So it lets you know that the default settings for the system is now set to print to printer. By default, now the default settings is set save to file. So now if I go up here to income and I click to print this screen, automatically it wants to save it to a file. See that? Because on this screen we don't have the option to save to a file. On the invoice screen we have a W for Word to save it to a file. On this screen we don't have that option. This print icon will save to whatever the printer setting is. So if you change the default setting to save to file, save to it as a document, that alters the default setting of the printer icon. If you click this now, it's now changed back to printer. So can you understand that? So if I save it back to save to file, and I print this income report, it's going to save a document, and I'm going to call this quadruple A so that it's easy for me to find it, right? It does that. It's generating a report. It's printed it. So now, how do I find that? I've now got to go back and locate that file on my hard drive in my Documents area, and I'm looking for my file. It's called AAA. There we are. And now I have that particular file recorded or saved to my hard drive. Okay, so that offers you another way of saving information into a file. So naturally, that offers me a way if I was doing some sort of report that went to an accountant or something, I'm now saving it instantly to a Word document, and I can now enter information in this report and I can say, please see below, see my information. Naturally, you can't do that with a PDF. You can, but it's not done as easy as this. So that is really what the print to file is for. You can use it for that sort of purpose. But if you don't use PDFs and you only use this, well, then that's useful again. Okay, so that is what this screen's all about. It just changes the default setting. And obviously this had the other purpose we've already discussed.